Hey, what's up everyone? So today we're going to swap out the BHR ignition with the factory ignition. So BHR also sends you spark plug wires. Attached to the spark plug wires are the spacers. So we're going to cut these off and you'll see where they go once we start breaking it down. These are labeled leading and trailing. You have the T and the L's, so you know where to put them. But if you know rotaries, you'll know. You can also double check where they go. So if you have questions about leading or trailing, it's leading, trailing, leading, trailing, front rotor, rear rotor. Simple as that. Now that you got this out, we're gonna clean this up because we don't want to put it in when it's dirty. It's a show car. Let's clean it up. Alright, so now we need to cut these off. Put those on the bolts, and then pop the BHR ignition coil system on. Let's place the supplied spacers on the bolts. Before you place the system totally on and bolted down, you want to connect all the connectors, all four. Make sure they're snug, they clip. Make sure you listen for that clicking sound, that one. Push them together, make sure everything's good. And then sure this isn't dragging on your belt. So we might end up zip tying that off to the back because you don't want that popping down while you're driving and possibly hitting your belt. So we'll end up zip tying this right here so that that can't happen because we don't want anything on our belts. And there's a possibility, since it's a little longer than stock. Let's zip tie that right now. If you ever drop your bolts, it's always good to have one of these around. So before you start working on your cars, get one of these magnets. Now that all your bolts are in, you're going to need to tighten them down. So get your 10mm. You're going to need a ratchet and a wrench. So for this one we need a wrench. Alright, so the next step after you install the ignition coils, we're going to go over here to the driver's side, pull off the wheel, and as you can see, you can access the spark plugs. Right there's the rear rotor, and then the front rotor right there. So let's start getting those out and get the new spark plugs in, and then put the wires on. So with the front rotor, you have the engine mount in the way. You want to add the small extension onto your ratchet to get to that spark plug a little easier. So let's do that now. Now that your spark plug wires are down here, all you need to do is attach them, leading to leading, trailing to trailing. Make sure you put the correct ones on for the front rotor and the rear rotor. Double check if you're unsure, and remember the first ignition coil. First two ignition coils go to the front rotor. The two rear ignition coils go to the rear rotor. And then don't forget to attach your ground. We'll do that next. So once you have the ignition system in, run the grounding wire up underneath the brake booster up to about right here on the driver's side firewall. Let's get in close. So right here, you're going to undo this bolt with a 10mm and then attach it, and you should be good to go to fire up your car. So make sure you put your wheel back on if you haven't already, and that's it. That's the BHR ignition system.